Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News this Monday morning. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are the latest headlines. Prime Minister Modi raises issue of undeclared assets in the 21st edition of his Mann Ki Baat, asks people with undisclosed assets to declare them before 30th of September. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar and Home Minister Rajnath Singh point fingers at Pakistan, calling the ambush by militants in Pampore an act of frustration. Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti says those who carried out the attack were bringing a bad name to Kashmir and Islam. Three days after it failed to get the membership of Nuclear Suppliers Group, India is set to join the Missile Technology Control Regime today. India will now be able to buy advanced missile technology. And France, Germany and Belgium seal their places in the quarterfinals of Euro 2016. Germany and Belgium score emphatic wins over Slovakia and Hungary. Irish give France a tough time. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared his thoughts on a number of issues in the 21st edition of Mann Ki Baat program on Sunday. Now, in a move to ensure transparency in transactions and curbing black money in the system, the Prime Minister appealed to people to declare their undisclosed income before 30th of September. He also termed the 1975 emergency period as a black day for the country.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों,
Sharing his thoughts with the nation through his Mann Ki Baat radio program, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday asked people to declare their undisclosed income by September 30th. He made it clear that this was their last chance to avoid problems that will follow after the window of opportunity closes.
सरकार को कोई कठोर कदम उठाने से पहले जनता जनार्दन को अवसर देना चाहिए और इसलिए मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों, अघोषित आय को घोषित करने का एक स्वर्णिम अवसर है। दूसरे प्रकार से 30 सितंबर के बाद होने वाले संकटों से मुक्ति का एक मार्ग है।
Addressing the 21st edition of his program, Prime Minister Modi termed the 1975 emergency period as a black day for the country and said that he was happy that the people in India have always given priority to democracy. The Prime Minister said that there was a time when the freedom of the people were curbed and political activists, including student leaders, were imprisoned without any reason.
कभी कभी मेरे मन की बात की बड़ी मजाक उड़ाई जाती है, बहुत आलोचना भी की जाती है, लेकिन ये इसलिए संभव है क्योंकि हम लोग लोकतंत्र के प्रति प्रतिबद्ध हैं। लेकिन 26 जून 1975 वो भी एक दिन था। 25 जून की रात और 26 जून की सुबह हिंदुस्तान के लोकतंत्र के लिए एक ऐसी काली रात थी कि भारत में आपातकाल लागू किया गया।
Meanwhile, hitting back at the Prime Minister over his remarks on emergency, the Congress said that there is an undeclared emergency in the country under his rule. Pointing out centre's role in Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, it called them subjugation of democracy.
Unwritten, undeclared emergency has been declared. Disrespect for the Constitution, subjugation of democracy by bringing down elected governments. Right of dissent taken away.
Prime Minister Modi also said that ISRO had made the country proud. Congratulating the scientists, Prime Minister said ISRO has created a special place in the world with less cost and guaranteed success. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Well, moving on to the other big story of the day, notwithstanding the failure of its ambitious bid to become a part of the Nuclear Suppliers Group or the NSG, India will become a member of the Missile Technology Control Regime today or the MTCR. Now, admission to MTCR will open the way for India to purchase high-end missile technology, surveillance drones such as the Predators made by the General Atomics. Here are all the details. India is all set to join the Missile Technology Control Regime or MTCR today as a full member. It is said to be India's first entry into any multilateral export control regime. Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar will sign the instrument of accession into MTCR in the presence of envoys from France, Netherlands and Luxembourg.
As you know, we applied for MTCR membership more than a decade ago. Last year, we put in our application, and tomorrow, that is Monday, we are finally going to complete all procedural formalities which are needed for India to become a full-fledged member of the Missile Technology Control Regime. So it's an important day for us.
India has been keen to become a member of the 4 export control regimes, MTCR, NSG, Australia Group and Wassenaar arrangement. But with the nuclear deal stuck over liability issues, India's bid to become a member of MTCR only gained momentum from April last year after the liability issue was resolved and the US lent its full support.
MTCR हो, न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर ग्रुप हो, इन सब में हमारे मित्र ओबामा ने मुझे जो मदद की है, हमेशा हमारा समर्थन किया है, इसके लिए भी मैं हमेशा उनका आभारी रहूंगा.
The MTCR, established in 1987, is an informal and voluntary partnership to prevent proliferation of missiles and unmanned aerial vehicle technology capable of carrying a 500-kilogram payload over 300 kilometers or more. This will enable India to buy high-end missile technology and also enhance its joint ventures with Russia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the recently announced new foreign direct investment policy for the pharma sector is expected to propel India's pharma sector growth. Now, the government claims that pharma sector will grow by 20% on relaxed FDI norms. However, the experts warn that the policy needs to be put to test to gauge the response of the foreign companies.
Government believes that the move to increase foreign direct investment to 74% in existing pharmaceutical companies through the automatic route will be a shot in the arm for the sector. The move is expected to boost mergers and acquisitions and private equity investments in the sector. Earlier, 100% FDI was permitted but through government approval route.
With the new announcement of the increase in FDI to the 100% through automatic route, I think pharma will grow by 20%.
However, experts say that it remains to be seen if major foreign companies are willing to test waters in India. Loose intellectual property laws and little protection given to patent medicines may deter the new entrants.
We also have to play by the international law if we really want a long-term benefit to come to our country, which is we have to protect, the IPR. Their technology should not be leaked out. We can negotiate very hard with them because many of them would like to come. At the end of the day, we are the second largest populated country in the world.
The Indian pharmaceutical industry is one of the most attractive investment destinations in the world. From 2000 to 2014, the drugs and pharma sector has attracted one of the highest foreign direct investment inflows of approximately $12,689 million. Indian pharmaceutical industry is expected to touch $20 billion in 2016 and $55 billion by 2020. Pharma exports from India are expected to exceed the $14 billion mark by the end of 2016 and are likely to touch $20 billion by 2020. This is Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is in China to attend the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank or the AIIB summit. While addressing the seminar, he said that India has maintained a high growth rate even in the times of global conditions and is sticking with its agenda of reforms push and infrastructure creation. He also said that Indian banks have come up amid huge expectations and is preparing a basket of projects worth $2 to $3 billion for AIIB funding. He added that India has undertaken reforms in foreign direct investment and have initiated large investments in rural infrastructure, national highways, power sector and smart cities. He met his Chinese counterpart Lu Jiwei and discussed bilateral economic cooperation, upcoming G20 summit as well as the BRICS summit in India. The two-day AIIB annual meeting focused on forging infrastructure partnership and projects that will produce significant cross-border benefits, infrastructure and global economic growth, the role of multilateral development banks in green infrastructure investment.
Infrastructure doesn't come for free. So if it's a road, those who use the road have to pay for it. If it's an airport or a seaport, those who use it must pay for it. The social acceptability, where the society accepts the principle that the funding of infrastructure eventually has to come from the users themselves. That's how the projects will become bankable.
缺少 资金和有效的供给的渠道和模式，最缺的是怎么落地。有大量的钱可以动员，也有很多基础设施投资基金。
And providing relief from the sweltering heat in North India, the southwest monsoon is expected to arrive in the next few days in Delhi and the other northern states. Meanwhile, Saurashtra and South Gujarat are likely to get more rainfall in the next 24 hours as the southwest monsoon has made further advance, covering in most parts of east and central regions of the state. However, monsoon has weakened in Bihar, with the Met Department predicting that there is a very little chance of rainfall in the next 5 to 6 days. According to the Met Department, rain is expected to reach Punjab, Haryana and Delhi in a few days. In Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Hello and a warm welcome to It's My Life. Tracking the country's Union Aviation Minister. So you have a sweet tooth also?
Yeah, I'm very fond of ice cream.
Anything you want to ask him?
I will only see you in TV, but we haven't seen you directly actually. That's your
favorite comic artist?
Oh, I have a lot of Archies. Watch me on It's My Life only on Rajya Sabha TV.
The art of painting comes to us from the prehistoric period. Paintings are also a valuable source of information about their age. Like this depiction of the wedding procession of Dara Shikoh. The eldest son of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan had a Mughal wedding with distinctive Indian elements. Like the veil he wears to the pomp and show of the Bharat in Hindu weddings.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back. Now, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and Defence Minister have come out strongly against Pakistan after Saturday's attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Camp Pampor, in which Pakistan-based terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba has taken responsibility. Now, Rajnath Singh said that the neighbouring country is trying to destabilise India, adding that he had given standing orders not to count bullets once a shot is fired from the other side. Now, 8 paramilitary personnel were killed and 25 were injured in the attack.
बराबर भारत को इन आतंकवादियों के द्वारा अथवा हमारे पड़ोसी देश के द्वारा जो है डिस्टेबलाइज करने की, अस्थिर करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। मैं आह्वान करना चाहता हूं कि ऐसी ताकतों का मुकाबला करने के लिए हिंदुस्तान के नौजवानों को खड़ा होना होगा।
Home Minister Rajnath Singh hitting out at Pakistan for trying to destabilize India. His statement coming a day after militants ambushed a CRPF envoy in Kashmir, killing 8 personnel. Rajnath Singh also said that security forces have standing orders not to fire the first bullet, but not count bullets while retaliating. Now, a central team has been constituted to find out any lapses, and a 3-member team of Home Ministry officials will visit Kashmir on Tuesday. It will also look into the possible increase of cross-border infiltration and practices being followed during the movement of paramilitary forces convoy in Jammu and Kashmir.
मैंने होम सेक्रेटरी को कहा है कि एक कमेटी भेजी जाए कि ताकि हम ये देखें कि कहां पर कोई कमी रह गई है। यदि कहीं पर यदि कोई कमी हो तो भविष्य में उसको दुरुस्त किया जा सके, ताकि हमारे सुरक्षा के जवानों को इस तरीके से शहीद न होना पड़े।
Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has also condemned the incident, paying tributes to the deceased CRPF personnel. She rued that the strike had been carried out during the holy month of Ramzan, a sentiment echoed by opposition parties as well.
इस वक्त एक तरक्की का माहौल है। बड़े बड़ी कंट्रीज जो हमारे मुल्क के मुख्तलिफ हिस्सों में बहुत बड़े वो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, अस्पताल बनाते हैं, कॉलेजेस, तरक्की में वो इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, मगर जब कश्मीर की वो ये सिचुएशन, इस किस्म के हादसात होते हैं तो फिर अपना हाथ पीछे खींच लेते हैं। और यही वजह है कि जो जम्मू कश्मीर जहां आज होना चाहिए था, जिस तरक्की पे होना चाहिए था, ऐसे हादसों से जहां पर आप बिना सोचे समझे इस किस्म का खून खराबा करते हो, जो एक जवान निकला है अपनी ड्यूटी पे निकला है, वो अपना फर्ज अदा करने के लिए निकला है, तो उस तरह से उसको इस कदर हमला करके उसकी जान लेते हो, उसके घर को उजाड़ते हो, मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही मजम्मत के काबिल है। और इससे सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों का होता है।
I strongly condemn the terrorist attack. Like it is just like a Fidayeen type of attack by the terrorist in this holy month of Ramzan.
Within India, Abdul Basit didn't condemn this attack.
Well, why should Pakistan condemn it? Because it is their people who are being aided and abetted by Pakistan and Pakistani army and ISI. So they will never, condemn such acts of terrorists because they are sponsored by the Pakistani army and Pakistani forces.
8 paramilitary personnel were killed and 25 were injured in the Saturday's attack, said to be the worst in last 3 years. Pakistan-based terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba has taken responsibility for it. While Lashkar founder Hafiz Saeed has a free run in Pakistan, the country's envoy Abdul Basit dismissed the Pampore attack.
Far too many deaths and 5 more CRPF. I mean, it's not a small matter. There has been a little unrest in Jammu and Kashmir with the PDP, BJP government, first no government, then government. So the separatists seem to us supporting something across the border. And of course, the snow has melted. There are inside Jammu and Kashmir, and even the army has been making statements, the army chief also. There are militants inside. Nobody's claimed responsibility.
Kashmir, Pampore it's nothing new out there. It has been happening earlier, and it's continuing happening now, like you've seen it. 8 Jawans killed, 24 injured. I mean, this is a very, very nasty, a very serious figure. My heart goes out to the dead and the injured. I mean, but the question is, just sympathizing with them is not enough. What about our intelligence? The intelligence obviously failed.
After the attack, CRPF moved about half a dozen heavy armoured mine-protected vehicles, which were earlier used for anti-Naxal operations, to Kashmir Valley to effectively secure its troops deployed there. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some international news now. 35 people were killed and 11 injured after a bus crashed and caught fire in China's central province of Hunan. The bus burst into flames after crashing into a barrier along a highway on Sunday morning in Hunan province, Yezhang County. Now, two children were among those killed, while 4 of the 11 people were taken to hospital and they were seriously injured. The driver of the bus, which carried 57 people, has been detained. The officials said that the bus collided with the guardrail several times before it finally stopped, and the ensuing oil leakage caused the fire to burn it. The workers who were passing by broke open the windows to let the passengers escape from the burning bus. Well, Britain's shocking exit from the European Union brought more political turmoil on Sunday as Scotland's leader threatened to block the move. Well, popular First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said that she would consider advising the Scottish Parliament to try to use its power to prevent Britain from actually leaving the EU. She said that Scottish lawmakers might be able to derail the move by withholding legislative consent for a British exit. Meanwhile, a sense of unease spread as European leaders stepped up the pressure on Britain to begin its complex extradition from the 28-nation EU immediately rather than wait several months. With London's jittery shock market set to reopen Monday, the leaders of the successful campaign have to leave the EU stayed largely out of the public eye, offering few signals about their plans.
The leadership vacuum that's developed at Westminster is disgraceful. You know, the UK needs leadership now, probably more than it has done in any time since the war. And you've got the Tories and Labour completely abdicating responsibility. So somebody's got to get their act together and show some leadership. My job is to show that leadership in Scotland, and I'm determined to do that as we navigate a path through a set of circumstances that are not of our choosing. And I'll do that with one aim in mind and one aim only: to protect Scotland's interests and to give effect to what we voted for.
And more international news now in the World Wrap. British dollar dropped more than 1% in early Asian trade on Monday because of Britain's exit from the European Union. Global stock markets lost about $2 trillion in value on Friday. The euro also fell 0.5% against the dollar as investors fret Brexit could stoke the anti-establishment mood in Europe. Pope Francis said that the Christians and the Roman Catholic Church should apologize homosexuals for the way they have treated and discriminate them. He further added that the Church should also apologize to poor women and children who have been exploited. The Conservative People's Party, that is PPP, of acting Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy has won most of the seats in Spain's parliamentary election, but still short of a majority. The People Party secured 197 seats out of 350 parliamentary seats. However, Spain's other main party, the socialist PSOE, is in second place. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has urged all Iraqis to rejoice after Iraqi army declared final victory in the city of Fallujah from the Islamic State fighters. He also said that there is no place for IS in Iraq and will soon recapture Mosul in the north, the biggest Iraqi city held by Islamic State. At least 15 people were killed, including a Somalia Environment Minister, and 50 injured during Al-Shabaab attack at Nazab Hotel in Somalia's capital. Tributes have been paid to the Hamza and other people who have died in the attack. Earlier this month, at least 10 people were killed and 50 injured in an attack in another hotel in Somalia's capital, which was also claimed by Al-Shabaab. On to sports now. In France, Germany and Belgium sealed their places in the quarterfinals of the European Championship as three of the pre-tournament favourites lived up to their promise. Well, it was a goal fest on the second day of the knockout stage at the Euros. In all, 10 goals were scored and at all the favourites were safely through to the next stage. In the first match of the day, an inspired France came back from behind to beat Ireland 2-1. There was a scare for the host nation after Ireland scored a second-minute penalty. But Anthony Griezmann struck twice after the break to give France a deserved 2-1 victory in Lyon. While France was made to work hard to advance, Germany had no such difficulties in the polished 3-0 victory over Slovakia. Germany scored early and never looked back against a Slovakian side that had surprisingly beaten Joachim Löw's world champions in the friendly last month. Jerome Boateng broke the deadlock just 8 after his first goal in 63 appearances for Germany. Mesut Ozil missed a penalty shortly afterwards, but Mario Gomez stabbed Germany's second just before the break. And Julian Draxler volleyed home the third midway through the second half. Meanwhile, in the last game of the day, Eden Hazard inspired Belgium to what ended up as a crushing 4-0 win over Hungary. Now, Alderweireld gave Belgium the lead in the 10th minute of the game. There was no further goals in the entertaining encounter till the 78th minute when substitute Michy Batshuayi scored the second one for Belgium. A couple of minutes later, Eden Hazard put his result beyond doubt. After that, Carrasco wrapped up the scoring with a fourth in the stoppage time. More sporting action now. Here's the sports beat. While number one, Novak Djokovic is all set to move one step closer to the calendar Grand Slam as he is aiming to clinch his third successive major title of the year at the Wimbledon. The 29-year-old defending champion will also be chasing his third consecutive and fourth overall Wimbledon title, having earlier won the prestigious tournament in 2011, 2014 and 2015. Wimbledon begins later today. Striker Carlos Baca struck a first-half goal as Colombia subdued USA 1-0 to finish their Copa America Centenario campaign in the third spot. Baca's goal in the 31st minute of the third-place playoff match was enough to hand his side victory and ensure US finished their Copa America campaign in the fourth place. A day after Dutee Chand from Odisha qualified for the Rio Olympics, another Odisha sprinter, S. Nanda, has booked her berth for the upcoming Summer Games in the women's 200 meters category. The 26-year-old clocked 23.02 seconds in women's 200 meters event in Kazakhstan in the 26th international meeting to become the 103rd member to join the Indian contingent. That's all in this edition of news, but news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching.